Good morning, it's Yvonne here to do the readings for the water signs, and we're going to start with the lovely sign of Scorpio. Scorpio, firstly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. We are going to use the Witch Tarot? The Modern Witch Tarot for your reading today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, love to have you on board. The subscription button's underneath. If you press the little bell next to it, then you will get reminded of when I'm going live or when I'm posting content. I go live every Wednesday on YouTube around about midday, although this week may be a little suspect, but I am still thinking of doing Wednesday. We'll see how we go with that. Keep in mind though, the readings are general. They may not resonate with you, they may not be your story. As I always say, check out your natal chart on Google, put in the details of your birth and find out what other planets were in your chart when you were born. You know, for like many of us, I'm a Capricorn sun, but my Libra moon resonates far more than my Capricorn sun, and sometimes my Scorpio rising will be very, very resonant for me. So yeah, make sure you do that. But if the reading does resonate with you, I do ask that you give it a thumbs up and help me to grow the channel, and I will say thank you in advance to you. All right, let's see where we're going with your reading. Okay, Ten of Swords coming straight out of the gate. Now, the Ten of Swords is a card that talks about the end of a cycle. You've sort of come to the 10. After the 10, you go back to the Ace, or mostly. Sometimes you sort of flip around in the tarot a little bit. But the Ten of Swords is something that you've come to some sort of ending here. That may have come as a sudden ending, like a betrayal. But most times with me, the Ten of Swords is something gradual that's taken a long time to build up with the swords. Now, keeping in mind the swords are about your thoughts, your ideas. They're more about the logical aspects of yourself. When I see this person with the 10 swords, she's still looking at her phone, so she's still with it. She's not dead. The Ten of Swords for me very often represents negative thinking, negative programming, or allowing other people to put this sort of negative energy into you, backstabbing, that sort of thing. But sometimes just that you've been doing that yourself. All right, so there seems to be a decision you need to make, and it may be the decision to walk away, or it may be a decision you need to make as part of walking away. The Two of Swords, again, we're looking at swords, we're looking at logic, we're looking at conversations. When I see the Two of Swords, there is a decision here. That means either you need to have a conversation with someone, you need to speak up and say something, but it also is the energy here of having to cut something out if it doesn't work for you. Now, the thing is with the Two of Swords, we know you don't have a lot of information because the moon's only slightly, a quarterly moon. Which means that there is something you need to make a decision on here that maybe you do not have all the information about. Now, for some of you, it could be as a result of some sort of betrayal here, or some sort of energy of something going pear-shaped. All right, now, this makes a whole different energy for me, because what the Wheel of Fortune is saying to me here is there is something that you've been avoiding for a long time, an ending, something completing, some sort of energy of a cycle you've been in. Whatever it is for you, it's like you've been avoiding it for a while and you can't avoid it anymore. There is an ending you need to have in your life. Now, it could be an ending in terms of, a way of thinking or a way of doing things that you've been doing up until now. Let me just give you an example. This could be, say, pleasing other people. Say you're a people pleaser, which is really a trauma response, but people pleasing is about you not having to deal with conflict. So it's sort of an energy of a win-win for you. But other people can take advantage of that too. So even if you're always being nice to people because you don't know how to say no, for example, then eventually there comes a point where you start to realize people are taking advantage of you. End of cycle. There is a decision here on how do I now manage this going forward. Now, when I talk to people, the first thing they say to me is, I don't know how to say no. Well, then that is something you need to make a decision about in this card here. What is showing me here with the Wheel of Fortune, though, whatever this is for you, it is something now you need to walk away from with this Wheel of Fortune. It's like the universe is now showing you that it's time to go, it's time to walk away. Your cycle has been completed. I have the Knight of Wands coming through with the Star card here and the Fool card. So there's a leap of faith here that is part of your journey. The Knight of Wands can talk about a Leo, Sag or Aries. So I'm wondering here if you're dealing with the same person over and over rather than an energy. So it could be that you're dealing with someone who is not always truthful with you, perhaps a little bit flighty in character. Maybe this person has trouble with commitment. You may be dealing with someone who's in and out, never sort of makes plans with you. You could be dealing with someone here who always lets you down. I see that with the Ten of Swords, you may have been dealing with somebody for a long time who's gradually put those knives into your back. And there may be a decision here to walk away with someone. Wheel of Fortune telling me definitely that you've been putting up with whatever this person, this situation is for a long time. Now, it may not necessarily be romantic. This could be a family member, a friend, whoever this is. It's like they've constantly chipped away at you to a point now where you're making a decision. Do I cut them out or do I move forward? The Star card for me is quite beautiful here because it does talk about, you know, understanding your destiny. This was part of who you needed to be, part of a lesson you needed to learn. The Star cards now says to me that by learning this lesson and by completing that karmic cycle, you now have an opportunity to bring in perhaps the type of love you need or the respect from people that you need. But sometimes we keep putting up with things in thinking that they're going to come good by themselves, and of course they never do. There is a leap of faith required here. Now we do have the Emperor card here, so I'm feeling here that it's about you stepping into your power, about letting go of something that you've been carrying around for a long time that is not serving you. But it's also about you understanding that you're actually doing yourself good by doing this. This isn't a hard thing. This is something that you've had to learn the hard way, but actually completing it and letting it go is going to make your life so much easier here. All right, so we have the Chariot. You could be dealing with a Cancer here. The Chariot is a card of forward movement, but as you can see, you know, some of the Chariots have absolutely no movement at all on them because this is about opposing forces. So what the universe is saying here, once you understand what you've been doing for such a long time that has not served you, then you can start to understand how to get your Chariot moving in the right direction. Sometimes we don't understand what stops the Chariot from moving. So it's almost like your motor's ready to go and you're just revving your engine, but you're not going anywhere. So the opposing forces may be that for you, it's about you understanding that you don't have to be limited by whatever this thing is. You don't have to put up with something you don't want to put up with. And because we have the Emperor card there, that means you're starting to understand the power of yourself in the situation. Okay, so we have Temperance coming through. This is showing her head again a lot today. Knight of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles. It's very interesting because I've been getting these two cards coming out a lot. And for me, the Two of Pentacles is very much the energy of temperance, but not in such an extreme way. So you can see she's balancing the two cups. This one's balancing the two pentacles. Now, the Temperance card talks about divine timing because what she's saying here is when everything is in balance, everything is in order in your universe, then you are vibrating at the best possible version of yourself. And then you can bring things into manifestation. The Two of Pentacles is much the same thing, but you're stuck in this energy. This is being stuck in the energy of going backwards and forwards and not really understanding your personal power. I feel like here that somehow understanding what you've been doing up until now, I feel like somebody's intervening in this here to help you move forward. It's like the universe is sort of offering you some insight here into what you've been doing. But I don't feel, maybe it is a person, but somebody's giving you information here that's helping you move forward, helping you to understand what you've been doing. Let's keep going. Page of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Four of Swords. You're blocking your own blessings here. I feel like somehow or another you may be putting up with a person or a situation here that is holding you back from having what you really want. I feel like here there's an energy here of like being able to understand abundance here. Let's just put some more cards down here. The Hermit card. The universe is taking you, yeah, and the Hanged Man, taking you into, you're not seeing what's possible. You're so stuck in the energy of a person or a situation, you're not seeing what's possible beyond that. I see the Hermit and the Hanged Man energy here, and I feel like here, somehow or another, you may be settling for something or dealing with something that is not worthy of you. Let's just have a look. So there seems to be an ending that's inevitable here. Now, the ending may be an ending of a cycle. For some of you, I feel like it's an ending with the person, but there's definitely a feeling here that you are making a decision to cut something out here. You don't really want to here. You can see you don't want to, but I feel like you're trying to put your emotions aside here and make a logical choice. The universe is sort of sending you on in that direction. Now, I feel like you're dealing with somebody who perhaps isn't ready to settle down. And you're trying to make things right by trying to work things out with them. But I feel like perhaps you keep going in circles with this. Now, the universe is trying to get you on your path here. There is a leap of faith required. And I feel like this person here may represent a person that you should be with, or that your relationship would be good with if you weren't with this fickle energy. But I feel like, yeah, Three of Swords just hopped out on me there. I feel like somehow or another you're starting to understand this. So for some of you, you may have come out of some sort of situation, or you may have somebody who was very significant in your life a while ago. And it may be that you've separated from them, or you left them behind, for example. And maybe you've sort of got yourself into a situation with somebody new here who may not be right for you. But it's like you're not willing to give them up. But I feel like somebody is coming in here that you are meant to be with, and you're starting to work out how to let something go. You may have communication from somebody here who wants to be with you, that's going to sort of open you up to possibilities. And I feel like here with this Chariot, you're going to understand how to put a stop to perhaps people taking advantage of you, or entrapping you in situations that perhaps aren't right for you. All right, Ace of Pentacles tells me that after a period, yeah, judgment, there's somebody returning here. And I have the Empress card as well. Sometimes with the reading, it sort of creeps up on me, you know, and I think, where am I going with this? There is somebody here who is showing up as the Empress. Now, for some of you, this could be the Emperor energy that I had at the beginning, but whichever way it goes, there is definitely a very strong connection with somebody here that's about to go through a rebirth. Now, whoever this person is that you're currently dealing with, it's very possible they could be the person that you're meant to be with, but something needs to change. This isn't to do with them, it's to do with you, because they're already coming up as the Emperor. But it's like you've got your Empress hidden. So what I'm feeling here is this is your energy that's coming, giving you this energy of a repeating pattern. It's your energy that's holding you back from having something you need. So perhaps it's, for example, if you've got someone who's not committing to you, or is not in your life at the moment, and you're enduring some sort of energy of pain or disappointment, there is a rebirth here. But I feel like the rebirth is coming as a result of you realizing a pattern and changing a pattern. Because I do see some sort of self-reflection going on here with the Hermit and the Hanged Man. And then I see what I would see as commitment. And I do feel this person, whether it's the person you're currently dealing with, or whether it's a person coming in after you've dealt with this current situation, it could be either way. This person will commit to you if you understand what you've been doing. So maybe you haven't been, say, for example, setting strong boundaries to this person. Maybe you love them so much that when they treat you poorly, you put up with it because you don't want to lose them. And it may be you understanding how you can work with that energy by putting your own boundaries down. But whatever this is, I see somebody coming in to offer you this Ace of Pentacles once you've understood that the energy that you're creating for yourself is holding you back. And I feel that's what you're doing here. And I do see a commitment coming here and after this rebirth. So it's a matter of you either calling it quits with somebody you're currently with to bring in somebody you want to be with, or in order to move this person that you're currently with forward, you have to change how you see the relationship. But this is coming as like a deeper understanding of you changing something about yourself. That Ten of Swords says maybe that you've been so worried about losing this person that you're allowing them to treat you poorly, in which case you need to end that cycle out and speak up for yourself with the Two of Swords. There is something here you need to be doing. Oh, okay. So there may be a deeper meaning to this as well. This is card number 4. This is about, it's called Ancient, and it's about ancestry and magical inheritance. This ancient priestess, I'm going to start again. This ancient priestess sits amidst the bones of the past. She is the keeper of the secrets of the ancestors, and she raises the ancient vessel from which she will drink the blood and consume again the knowledge of the past. For this you do too. You turn to the blood knowledge you have within you over and over to guide you, heal you, give you strength in times of sorrow. Even we who are so often uncertain how it is we can even walk in the world, wonder as we study more and more of human history how we began. So it is for you at this time. How did I begin, you wonder? Where are my forebears from? What part does my history play in my present? What part does the history of the ancestors play in my present, and how will my past shape the future? This card will often come up for humans who are adjusting to new information about members of their family, their heritage, the knowledge of what others have done, said, thought, felt, died of, been born into is informing the present. You may be learning secrets about your family that have been kept for many years, and you may have with you a sense of immortality of family lineage, that you are part of a history of the planet, just as the planets and the trees are. Your family is the history of the plant, and it's time to acknowledge this and understand who you are deep down in your blood, and to find out which of this blood is wise and which of this blood's influence can be overcome. So I'm feeling like here that you're being asked to dig deeper into yourself. You're being asked to dig to find your truth, to find out the person you were meant to be. Maybe you've been dealing with relationships or situations with relationships out of fear of losing people, for example, rather than what is good for you. Whatever this is, you're about to close out a cycle and either take your current relationship to the next level or bring in the person you were meant to be with. Whichever way it is, it's about you understanding how to complete a cycle and realize your own value. Thanks, Scorpio.